Today I'm going to be going over my mobile, hunting setup for whitetails this year, 2023. In years past, I've always just hung lock-on stands, ladder stands, ground blinds. I've never really had like a dedicated mobile hunting setup. This year I decided I was gonna get into it because I am going to be traveling out of state to go hunt some whitetail this year and hopefully really stack some hunts up next year out of state. So I need something that is a little bit more maneuverable, something that packs up real easy, that I'm not just lugging around in the woods and dread setting up. So what I ended up going with was a saddle setup. I kind of watched people on social media for the last couple of years, and not that I thought it was stupid, but I just never got on board with it because I had no reason for it. This didn't really fit into any of my hunts. So for me, it was just kind of an expense I wasn't willing to make. But now that I'm going to be doing a little more out-of-state hunting and the way the property I have is set up, I can get into some better spots that I can't necessarily get a stand in, or spots that I know deer come from multiple different angles, and if I do set a stand, I'm really cutting off some of those lanes that could be good shooting opportunities for me. The saddle that I went with was the Lockdown from Tehtrd. There's a lot of great ones out there. This is just the one that I settled on and purchased. So let's go ahead and get settled in this. Pants that I'm wearing are the Sitka mountain pants, and they have a pocket in the front for knee pads. The knee pads that you can buy knee pads from Tehtrd to lean up against a tree with. They make a pad you can use. But what I found is I just took some, they're like gel neoprene knee pads that I use when I change tires. I'm comfortable with them. I actually stuffed them into those pockets for the knee pads, and the few times that I've been out hunting in this, they work great. Whether I'm wearing these pants or I'm wearing a pair of puffy pants on top of it, the knee pads work great. And guys, if I go butcher the terms on some of the saddle parts of this, like the bridge and the tether, and it just, excuse me, I'm new to this. I'm trying to figure it out. Comes to the backpack. I have a Mystery Ranch Treehouse, very quiet. I really do like this pack. It's maybe not the greatest, like deep pack if you're gonna go pack in somewhere, but just for what I do, getting in and out of the woods pretty local, maybe walking in a couple 100 yards. It holds all the camera gear I need, food, coffee, and everything else that I need. Pop these two straps off the front. I have just the Tehtrd basic platform. I actually hook this onto the back of the saddle here, so it dangles while I climb. Let's go ahead and put this backpack on. Now I'm not gonna get all the way up into the tree, but I am going to lay a stick and show you guys how I get in. Each stick after that is the same, and then we'll just put the platform down here so I can stay in camera. These are the Tehtrd Skeletor sticks. Again, there's a lot of great sticks on the market. These are just the ones I bought because they're a little cheaper than the one sticks and some of the other options out there. So this first one, I'm going to set it about sternum height. The knot here, or the tab, is about sternum height for me. Drop the feet out. All right. So now that this stick's on, this is a little high for me to get into, but what I do run, and I'm not an expert at these things, so bear with me, is this is the Backcountry Gear, I guess, adjustable aider. It comes with you. So it's actually hooked right onto the pouch of the saddle. You hook your foot through it and drop the cord all the way down. Cinch this up so it's not going anywhere. Now you have it, it's attached to your foot. This actually comes with you as you climb. So you can stick this right here on the little thing that you tie your rope to and dig your foot into the tree, and you're in. Head up, you reach down, and it just comes right off, and you can move on to the next one. Same way to get down. hook it on, take a step down, and now you're in the aider, and you're down. So with 4 sticks and this aider, it's adding a 3rd step to each one of these. I could probably get an extra 6-7 feet that I couldn't get before. So again, it all depends on how high you need to go. Maybe 3 sticks gets you into the canopy and you're fine. Maybe you need 4, maybe you need 4 and the aider. We're done with how I climb. So let me go through the pouches real quick before I get too far into here. This left pouch, the one I carry in here, this is actually my linesman rope. This is what I'm going to use when I'm climbing the tree. It locks in, it's set. I have the basic carabiner that comes with it, and I have the Ropeman 1 carabiner on, or the Ropeman 1 Ascender on here. This makes it really easy versus a Persig knot to get up and down the tree. All right, now that we have the platform set, we're going to hook up our tethered rope. This is the one that we're going to be hanging off of for this hunt all day long. I found this to be pretty comfortable when I run it right about eye level. And then we're gonna go ahead, attach here into the bridge, tighten up a little bit on our ascender, and we are good. All right, so you guys can see it. I have taken my bow strap, my pack strap, and I've actually looped this GoPro whole setup over here. This is the angle that I'm going to get. This is going to be my interview angle. This is going to be the angle that I get to get me actually making the shot. So for me, that strap is a really good way to add this. But now that we're in the tree, I'm going to take my backpack off, hang it either down low here on my hook or up here on the strap, depending what I have. The next thing I want to do, even again before I pull my bow up, is I want to get my camera gear all set up, because as soon as I start to pull my bow up, it's time to hunt. And what I don't want to do is accidentally pull my bow up, get it on the hook here, and while I'm reaching around trying to do all these things, is accidentally knock my bow off of the hook and my hunt would be over. So I always try to get my camera gear set up before I get my bow up in the tree. This is the 4th arrow attachment. I like to set this about as close to the tree, close to waist height when I'm standing as possible, because it gives me the most room to articulate my camera arm. Now the thing that sucks about this camera arm is the ratchet strap that it comes with. It is very loud. I'm sure there's other options out there. If someone wants to recommend to me one, that would be great. But I found a way to make this work. It's not the end of the world, as long as you don't rattle it around all over the place and make a ruckus first thing in the morning or the afternoon. Pull it tight, get it about where I want it. What I'll do is I'll actually just try to be as quiet as I can with this, milk it for all it's worth. It's the only thing I don't like about this, but I will say this thing, when it locks into the tree, this camera and camera arm are not going anywhere. Get it locked in, take the extra and just kind of tuck it under the strap here. But you're locked in, you're ready to go. Next thing I'll do is I'll reach down here and I will pull my camera arm out. Now this camera arm obviously looks a little light right now because I'm using the camera and the head that goes on here. Once I get this set up, I will pull all this off so you guys can see up here. They are pretty level. So now that I have all this, camera is deep in the bag, pull the camera out, hook it up, and we will go ahead and pull the bow up and go from there. On the bow, what I have is I run a bow rope, which is attached to the tether, which then is just stuffed here in my pouch. This will be attached to the bow. So we're gonna pull the bow up and I'm going to hang it on the left side of the tree. All right, bow is in the tree, I'm in the tree, and we are ready to go. So let's go ahead, put that camera on here so you guys can see what I'm talking about when I'm in the tree, how I kind of move around. This is about it. In this side pouch on the tree house, I run my coffee and I run a saw. So if I do need to trim a limb or a shooting lane, I have access to it. It is pretty quiet, it doesn't rattle around too much, but that is it for my mobile hunting setup. All right, so we got our camera gear moved around. Now I have the camera set up in the tree where I want it, how I want it. So I have my bow over here on my left-hand side, so it's easy for me to grab. Any shot from pretty much this whole left side of the tree all the way behind me, I have access to. And if I need to make any shots this way, I can always get over the top of the tether, make shots this way. The hardest shot for me is this back right corner. Not real good at it, but if that's what I have to do, if that's the shot that I have to give up, at least in my first year of being mobile, I'm okay with that. I have full access to film whatever my little heart desires, wherever I want to go, film the deer right below me, around me, you get the picture. But that's how my little camera arm is set up. That's how I have everything set up. This is a pretty good unit. There are some adjustments I want to make. Again, this is not my final setup. This is kind of just like what I've put together this year. These knee pads, really comfortable. The saddle has been really comfortable. I've sat in it a few times now. So overall, really happy with the setup I have. The camera arm, I need to make some adjustments to. I think I'm gonna drill some holes, fill it full of foam, take some of the tinginess out of it, maybe deaden it up just a little bit by filling it full of foam. I've seen that's worked well. For other people on other applications with the one sticks, I know people have filled those up with foam and it has taken a lot of the ting out of it. So that's it, guys. That is my mobile hunting setup this year. It is a Tehtrd Lockdown. It is a 4th camera arm. It is Skeletor sticks. It's just the tethered platform. Maybe in the future, I'm gonna go ahead and build upon this, maybe get a different platform, maybe get some lighter sticks if I'm gonna be doing a little bit more backcountry, you know, public land whitetail hunting. But like I said, for majority of my hunts, I'd say 75 to 80% of my hunts are going to be at property that I have permission at, that I either have a tree stand hung up on it or I have some sticks in the tree already where I can just climb up in this really fast and I don't have to worry about setting sticks on my way up. But I encourage you guys to go out there, find a system that works for you. You know, I didn't think the saddle thing was right for me until it was. And I know there's a lot of guys that go out there with climbers. I've done it, I'd still do it. And there's a lot of people that carry lock-on stands, some lightweight lock-on stands into the woods, and that's how they like to hunt. But it's all about finding out what works well for you. I know for me, I can sit in this for quite a few hours. I've done it already. Seen some really nice deer and been able to maneuver to get some shots, but haven't had the right shot opportunity on the right buck. So right now, just kind of waiting for that guy to come in. But thanks for watching this video, guys. If you enjoyed this video or have any questions about my mobile hunting setup, drop them in the comments down below. Hit that like button and we'll see you guys on the next video.